So how exactly can we be better listeners? And more importantly, how do we make our audience feel seen and heard? And even more important than that, how can we listen with empathy? Don't worry guys, we're gonna address all those questions right now. Welcome back to the channel everybody, Untitled Chapter here, aka the best dressed man in tech sales. And in this video, we are going to center on the topic of listening. More importantly, how do we listen with empathy? And it's important that we review this topic, guys, because whether we're in business, sales, or we're just an average Joe with personal relationships or family, whatever it might be, listening is a crucial life skill, okay? If we do not learn how to listen to people, they're not gonna feel heard, they're not gonna enjoy speaking with us, and they're not gonna enjoy spending time with us, right? So again, regardless of if we're in business or not, we wanna talk about this so that way, no matter what kind of relationships we're in, business or personal, we can help those relationships flourish, and we can help the other person really feel seen and heard, all right? So moving forward in this video, we're gonna share 4 specific things that you can start doing now to actually listen with empathy and increase the likelihood that your audience or person you're speaking with truly feels seen and heard. All right, so with that said, let's get into it. All right, guys, step 1 when it comes to listening with empathy, you have to make a choice to stop with all distractions. Okay, you need to put down every single distraction possible and give this person your full undivided attention, okay? No phone, no laptop, no social media, no book, no nothing, okay? If you are truly listening to somebody, you need to be 100% present and really focus on them. Maintain strong eye contact. Don't even look at anything else. Try not to think of anything else and really fully just absorb what they're saying. And if you find this difficult at all, try to imagine that the other person is somebody very important to you. Let's say it's just a business conversation, you're talking to a new prospect, but for some reason you're not interested. Act like that's your father talking to you. Act like that's your mother speaking to you, and just listen intently to what they're saying. Repeat some of the words that they say, right? But whatever you do not get distracted. Don't multitask, don't do other things, because that is going to prevent you from being able to fully listen, and it's going to prevent you from getting emotionally invested. And that's a key part of listening with empathy, is buying into what they're saying to the point where you start to feel the emotions that they're feeling. And you can't do that if you're distracted, okay? So step number 1, guys, put down the phone, shut down the laptop, really give this person your full undivided attention, don't break eye contact, and try to really step in their shoes and feel what they're feeling, because if you are distracted and doing other things, it's just impossible. You cannot listen with empathy. So that's step 1, guys. Put down all distractions, give this person your full undivided attention, okay? Step 1. All right, guys, step number 2, this is gonna be less obvious here, but you want to, what I like to call, react with your face, okay? What does this mean exactly? I mean, if somebody is opening up to you about maybe a painful story, something that involved physical pain or emotional pain, show that on your face. When they say, you know, somebody just passed away or something, whatever it might be, show that. Don't be afraid to make a frown, to say ooh, or even make a sound effect, right? One thing I like to do when people are talking and there's something that I really agree with or I like that they say, I'll say you know, you just give them a nice like yeah, that's you know, I'm with you, right? And that's a small little nonverbal cue that you can do to make the other person realize that you're in it with them. You really feel what they're saying and your face is reacting accordingly. So if it's something that maybe they're telling you a story about how somebody did them wrong, you can say, oh my God, or you can be like, oh, whoa, like, you know, whatever it is, but whatever the situation is that they're communicating, make sure that your face at key moments reacts to those things, because that's gonna give the other person the impression that, wow, this person is really here with me, they feel what I felt, and they're even showing it in their facial expressions. The other thing, guys, is remember, 90% of communication, all communication, is nonverbal. So just reacting with your face, moving your eyebrows, right? Curving your mouth down to frown with them if they're upset. All of these things are going to be seen, and they're going to add to the listeners or the speaker's experience, and really help them realize that, wow, this person is here with me. They're truly listening to what I'm saying. So that's step number 2, guys. React with your face. Don't forget it. All right, guys, step number 3, this is going to be super key for relationships too. And it is, ready? Don't provide solutions. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. Don't provide solutions. What I mean is, if they're opening up to you about problems, challenges, things that are going on in life, don't just go in there and be like, oh yeah, I know how to fix that. No, they don't want you to fix anything, okay? They don't want to fix, or else they would ask you for a fix, right? if somebody's opening up to you about a problem, a life problem, a business problem, whatever it is, don't try to fix it immediately, okay? There's a lot better thing, there's something way better that you can do that we'll talk about next, but don't provide solutions. Truly just be with them in that moment and listen, okay? So that's step number 3. Do not try to say, oh, well, I know how you can fix that, or you should do this, or you should try that, or whatever. No, chill out. What we need to do is just purely listen in the moment, keep that eye contact, avoid distractions, and don't provide solutions, all right? So that's the next step, guys. Don't provide solutions. All right, guys, so step number 4, the last actionable step that we can do to listen with more empathy is, believe it or not, ask them questions, okay? And this is a very small but simple thing you can do to continue the conversation and let them share more with you about what they're sharing, okay? So we want to ask simple, short questions like, wow, how did that make you feel? What are you going to do next? What have you done so far? What's happening with this, right? Anything like that. And the reason we want to ask these things is because it continues the conversation and it shows that we're not just dismissing them, okay? That's one thing a lot of people get wrong when it comes to listening with empathy is they'll hear something, right? They'll react maybe for a second, and then they just move on to another topic and start talking about them. That is not what you should do, okay? You should do the opposite, and instead, you should ask them questions about what they've shared with you so that way we keep the spotlight on them, but more importantly, we give them the opportunity to keep sharing more and more. That will show them that, hey, we're actually here with them, we're interested in the topic, and we're actually interested in furthering the conversation because we're not just hearing it and changing the topic later on, all right? So that's the next thing we want to do, guys. When they open us up to us about something like this, we want to ask short, simple questions that continue the conversation and show them that we're not being dismissive. We truly want to hear what they have to say, and we're not just changing the topic, all right? It's going to make a huge difference in your conversations, and it will also open the door for the person to share more things with you that they might not have shared beforehand. So it actually is a great opportunity to deepen the potential relationship because you're not just dismissing something and you're letting them go that much deeper with you, all right? So that's the final step, guys. Ask questions to continue the conversation. Don't dismiss them, okay? All right, guys, so there you have it. 4 specific things that we can start doing today to listen with more empathy. Let's go ahead and recap at this point. Number 1, we talked about putting down and avoiding all distractions, okay? We need to be 100% present with this person. Give them our eye contact. Don't have the phone, laptop, anything like that open. Just be present on them, okay? That's step number 1. Number 2, we talked about react with your face, right? Whether they're sharing good news with you, bad news with you, sad news with you, make sure your face reflects that because that's going to show them that they're in there, that you're in the moment with them, right? That you're actually feeling what they're saying and you're not, again, just being dismissive or not really caring, okay? So when it's appropriate, react with your face, all right? Number 3, we talked about not providing solutions, okay? Do not try to fix it, especially if it's a problem or something negative they're sharing with you. Don't try to fix it right away, right? Especially if you're in a relationship, you know this. Don't provide solutions, just listen, okay? People just want to vent, people just want to share things. It's best if you just listen, and remember, if they want your advice, they will ask you, okay? So don't just blindly give unwarranted advice and try to fix the problem. Just listen, I promise it works out much better, okay? And then 4, last but not least, we talked about asking simple and short questions about what they're sharing so that way you can continue the conversation and show them that you're not just hearing it, dismissing it, and changing the topic back to you, all right? So there we have it, guys. 4 specific things that we can do to start listening with more empathy. Hope you guys got some value out of this. If you did, please hit the subscribe button below. And also, if you're not doing so already, follow me on LinkedIn. Last but not least, if you want more actionable advice on how to uplevel your communication skills, go ahead and use the link below in the description to follow the B2B Syndicate. Join us and see what we got going on over there. All right. With that said, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.